When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech for Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech for Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome everyone to the IWM broadcast of the Tech for Troops Cup Series, and tonight we are at Bristol for the Tech for Troops 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm Rick Sousa here in the booth with my co-broadcaster Jeff Needy, and Jeff, it's Bristol, baby.
I was just going to say the same exact thing. It is Bristol, baby. And we've been sitting here watching practice for a little bit, and I'll tell you what, Bristol Speedway is it's a rhythm track. If you can get into a rhythm, and everybody gets in a rhythm, you can get around here quickly, and the race is over quickly, and you move right along. But boy, if you're not in that rhythm, or if somebody in the middle of the pack or the front of the pack gets out of that rhythm, all of a sudden things can go bad in a hurry.
Yeah, especially we've got 35 drivers. Every slot is full for tonight's race. And it's going to be a packed race, lots of excitement going on. Again, this is, as you said, a challenging track. It's a short track. It's just the fastest half mile around, and laps go by in about 15 seconds. So we'll just see how it all plays out here in Bristol. So let's talk about tonight's race. Let's bring out some graphics for tonight. All right. It's 74 degrees here in Bristol in Tennessee. It's 89 degrees on the track, so it's not terribly hot, but it's warm. But this will be cooling off. We'll be transitioning from late afternoon into a night race here at Bristol. We've got 200 laps, 35 drivers. Pit road speed here is 30 miles an hour. So with this track being as quick as it is, when you're making a move down to pit road, you're going to lose at least a lap, probably two, to get your service done. With this series, there are no quick repairs. They've got plenty of tires, half the fuel, and if we need them, 3 green-white checker restarts.
Yeah, let's hope we don't need those tonight.
Yeah, we were just talking. We ran this last season. We had 250 laps, about 40 drivers, and we did pretty well caution-wise. So we'll hope these drivers use that same approach to this race.
I'm with you on that. I have a feeling that we'll see a few cautions in the beginning, and then things will get settled down, and we'll get some longer green flag runs then.
Well, we've just transitioned out of our practice session and right into our qualifying. As soon as the drivers come on track, we'll highlight a few, and we'll watch them make their way around.
Love this speedway. This is one of my favorite tracks to watch a race. There's just always something going on. They call it the bull ring, the last great Coliseum, and there's just so much action taking place all the time. Every corner, the cars get spread out because the track is so small, only a half-mile circuit. And it just, there's chaos every now and then. And even when there's not, there's good racing action taking place all over the track.
We're watching Chris Worrell with the start of his qualifying, and not sure he actually liked that lap. So we'll transition over to another driver. Let's see if we can pick somebody else up. This is Luke Bullard as he's starting with his qualifying up. Let's try to see if we can bring up some qualifying information as the times begin to flow up. Nathan Harper put up a smoking time.
Boy, I'll say.
Jumping around to other drivers maybe on the track. That's Christopher Howell getting his laps in.
Our points leader right at the moment. Chris Worrell is our points leader.
Yep, this is Christopher Howell. He's finishing up. Let's go over to Chris Worrell, as you were just mentioning.
James Narron is up there in second spot, which ironically, he's our only two-time winner so far with 4 races under our belts this season. But Jeff Narrow made a huge jump in the point, or James Lowe, made a huge jump in the points. Just dropped to third, but he made a huge jump in the points, jumped 8 spots, went from 11th to 3rd. And so he's making his claim to be in that championship battle at the end of the season.
Well, just with 2.5 minutes through qualifying in our 5-minute session, qualifying goes quickly here at Bristol, and majority of the racers are finishing up. Here's Lilith Peters just getting out. Again, this is, as you said earlier, this is a rhythm track. You've got to find your rhythm here and hit your marks as you make your way around. It's a couple hundred laps, so you've got to do it consistently.
Top 10 drivers right at this point, separated only by 1/10 of a second. That's how close things are here. In fact, the first 2 drivers, Nathan Harper and Jeff Narron, are separated by 5 1/1000ths of a second. So everybody getting around here pretty quick.
Well, Lilith Peters just put herself on the pole.
Wow. Look
with
at
a
that.
14:386. That's a smoking time.
That really is. She is going to come out loaded for bear tonight.
All right, looks like qualifying for the most part is wrapped up. We'll wait for those times to finish up. But while we're doing that, let's kind of bring up tonight's keys for our race. So, Jeff, tonight's keys to the race, first is track position.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important. It is a long race, 200 laps, but it's sometimes it's not easy to pass here. It just all depends. And if people are passing a lot, that's when we seem to get more cautions. So I think that's going to be an important spot tonight.
Second will be green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that's another one. I was talking with you earlier about how important. The last race I ran, I was losing 2 or 3 spots every green flag stop, and you can't do that if you want to be up front here. So these guys are going to have to really focus and nail down. And this is a tough pit road to get off and on. And then it's like you mentioned earlier, it's very, very long. So if you have to do green flag stops, you're going to shuffle down at least a lap, maybe 2, and then who knows what after that.
Finally, stay out of trouble.
It's like trouble and Bristol are synonymous with each other. Some guys are going to get in trouble tonight, and with no fast repairs, no quick repairs, then sometimes you're just going to be out of it, and you're just out of luck. So these guys have to take it easy. They've got to tame that aggression down at the beginning of the race and work into it, get their rhythm built, and then go from there.
All right, looks like what we've got is the drivers have, let's see if we can bring up pit lane. All right, so we now have our grid. Let's go ahead and bring up our grid for tonight's race here at Bristol.
As you mentioned earlier, there's Lilith Peters on the pole tonight in that 01 car in that 01 position. Good for Lilith. Nathan Harper's alongside her in second, Jeff Nairn in third, James Lowe in fourth, Aiden Lucas in fifth, Mike Slaughter in sixth, Chris Worrell in seventh, Dalton Schlee in eighth, Ty Bostic in ninth, Charles Van Scoik is in 10th spot, Chad Jones in 11th, and Jeremy Flanagan in 12th.
All right, in 13th, Stephen Gibson. In 14th, Garrett Johnston. 15th, Scotty Grove. Wyatt Gray is in 16th with Justin Horton in 17th, Luke Bullard in 18th, William Corinne in 19th, John Letcher is in 20th. Christopher Howell finds himself in 21st with Aaron Jackson to his outside in 22nd, Christoph Hall in 23rd, and Philip Vandertwick sits in 24th.
We've got Alex Linney in the 25th spot, Greg Stone next to him in 26th, Maurice Bennett 27th, Cody Sturgill at 28th, Marco Berube in 29th, Samuel Harrell in 30th, Jacob Alicia in 31st, Dustin Coggin 32nd, 33rd is Pete Woodrum, 34th is Bobby Gibson, David Watts is 35th, and we have a 36th driver on here, Zachary Allen.
But unfortunately, we only accept 35, and unfortunately, Zach Allen will have to pack up his trailer and head home.
That's a shame. Zach, come again next week. Try again, buddy. We don't have charters in the Tech for Troop Cup Series, so nobody's guaranteed a spot. You've got to come out and earn it each and every week.
Absolutely. All right, so the drivers are getting on the track, making their way around as we get ready to go green, which will happen really quickly here at Bristol. We'll try to give you the best shots we possibly can. It's only a half-mile track.
We want to thank Tech for Troops for sponsoring the Tech for Troops Cup Series. Appreciate those guys and all they do for our troops. And if you get a chance, throw a little business their way.
All right, pace car has dropped off, and as we enter the Geico restart zone, Lilith Peters is in charge, and off we go. We are underway here at Bristol.
She and Nathan Harper both out there on a good start, although Lilith is pulling away a little bit, and Nathan is tucked in right behind her. Now he goes to the high side.
We're looking around. There's a lot going on the track, trying to keep our heads on a swivel here as we're sometimes 2 and 3 wide here at Bristol. bit further on back in the pack.
Well, we've made it through 3 laps so far. Guys are being careful. That he was right up against the wall there in that red, white, and blue machine.
We will see that often here at Bristol. It's simply easy to, unfortunately, the car may get away from you and slip right up and right into the safer barrier. There's already a car low on the track. That's the 72. That is Jeremy Flanagan. He seems to be off the pace. Back up front, Lilith Peters is stretching out that position with Nathan Harper. That's a teammate right behind her. We've got the 07 of James Lowe, Jeff Nairn, and Aiden Lucas.
I think these drivers are exercising caution tonight, which is a good thing. You see on that shot right there how they're just single file running around. Everybody trying to get their rhythm, get in their rhythm, get the feel for running in traffic, and get these first laps under their belt before they start challenging each other for position.
So a couple of corrections on YouTube regarding the pronunciation of Mike Slaughter's last name. I hope I said it right that time. We'll wait for a commentary.
I think that's one of the toughest parts about calling a race, is getting everybody's name right.
So I have been corrected. That is the correct pronunciation.
That 4 car of Nathan Harper up there just went around Lilith.
Yeah, he sure did. And you got James.
Oh, there's the caution.
First caution's out.
12.
Possibly Greg Stone. Let's just go and see. I see a fender rubbing on his car. Let's go ahead and see what that yellow. Yeah, he's definitely got some damage on that car. You can see that right front quarter is flapping in the breeze. I don't know why, but let's see if there's something here. Oh, there it is. There.
Oh, yeah.
Let's back that up. All right, we're watching the number 5 car of Greg Stone. Coming out of turn 4. Comes up, there's
he
contact.
slides up the track, yep.
And unfortunately,
oh man, that's going to leave a mark.
that's a big hit. Yeah. A lot of damage to the number 5.
The nice thing about Bristol on a short track like this, you can run with aero damage. So you get your front end smashed all up. If he can get some repair work done, he can still go out and have a respectable night. He's probably not going to be in contention for the win, but he can get out there and get some points anyway.
All right, lap 14 is in the books. We are now under caution here. First caution of the night here for an incident. Looks to be maybe pretty much a single car incident with the number 5 of Greg Stone.
What we saw there with Greg was as he was coming out of the turn, these cars, when you get back on the throttle coming out of the turn, it just wants to run right up the track. And he just didn't, probably got a little too much throttle there, couldn't keep it down off of that car that was above him. And that sent him down into that inside wall, which that can leave a pretty big hit. It is a safer barrier, but that still is a pretty good shot.
Yeah, not very safe. All right, we thank you for tuning in here to the IWM Broadcast Network. We appreciate you joining us here on Wednesday nights. And for those of you who also join us tomorrow night on Thursday nights, we'll be with the iNASCAR Series. tomorrow night, I believe we are at Watkins Glen.
Ooh,
And we are,
that'll be exciting.
yeah, we are battling in the first round of the playoffs. So tune in tomorrow night, approximately the same time, and we'll see you there.
Lights are off on the pace car. The guys are lined up like they're getting on the arc 2x2. And we're going to go racing here again any minute.
Nathan Harper in the 4 car will be in control of this restart. Taking the inside, his teammate to the outside. That's Lilith Peters in the 01.
Ooh, nice jump.
Back underway here at Bristol.
I love the sound of these engines at Bristol because they're on the gas hard coming down the straightaway, and then you got to get off and get into the brakes, and you just hear those engines wind down and then wind back up again and then wind down, and it's just they're moving so fast around this track that it's just those motors are constantly winding up, winding down, winding up, winding down. I just love that sound.
Oh, Stephen Gibson's having a connection issue. We see in our telemetry he's winking in and out. Hopefully he gets that taken care of. Oh, caution to back out.
Again.
Chuck Van Scoik is involved in an incident, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it relates back to that blinking that you saw earlier.
Oh, he is actually the number 1 Pete Woodrum may have contacted him. Let's back that up. So you see him slipping under the 23, but as he comes up, the 1's already there.
Yeah. And that was a little bit of net code there too. There was still daylight between those guys.
Yep, unfortunately that turns the 23 around, and that will change what Chuck had in mind for tonight.
Yep.
But not a whole lot of damage, maybe just flat spotting of some tires. So
We're on lap 22 right now. Still a little early to change tires. With only 5 sets, these guys are going to try to get a good 40 laps per set, but
yeah, in talking with race control, they've assessed that incident on the 1. So that will move the number 1 to the end of the longest line. As you see the 23 making his way down onto pit road.
I like that rule in this series, in this league, the Tech for Troops Cup Series, where if you are judged by race control, if you're judged at fault for an incident like that, you automatically get an end of the line or an EOL penalty. And that puts you clear at the back of the field, which is a good incentive for guys to limit their aggression. It doesn't stop it, but it's an incentive to limit that aggression, make you think before you start trying to squeeze into a spot that maybe you shouldn't, because you do not want to go to the back of the line. Remember the keys to the race. The first one was track position, so that's one way that you can help yourself when it comes to track position.
Absolutely. All right.
Car still running single file. Lights are still on the pace car. We end up at usually about 5 laps, so of under caution. Maybe 6 now that we've got cars a lap down. But this will, I'm guessing we may go 1 lap to go coming around here.
That makes sense. Of course, with this being only a half-mile track, fuel is not typically an issue here. Well, to some extent. I'm just doing some math here. With their ability to do 64 miles, so really They could do 120 laps on a full tank of fuel.
Holy wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And that's at 60% fuel. So
Yeah, you
they really
could
only
do
need
it.
to stop for fuel once, but it's tires that make the difference.
Here we go. Lap 25 back to green. That's a lot of laps. Yeah, tires, I don't think you could do that.
All right, Nathan Harper, good restart, takes over that lead position. Lilith Peters right there behind. You've got the 10 of Aiden Lucas right there in third. And then door to door with the 27 of Jeff Nairn and the 07. Of course, the 07 now slips up. The 06 is behind. The 85 is right there. That's Dalton Shy right there behind with the 14 of Mike Slaughter right there. Oh, I mispronounced it that time. That's Slaughter.
27,
Slaughter.
Jeff Nairn. He was liking that high line, and then that last time, going through 1 and 2 there, he took the middle.
Settling into a single line right now. The 07 gets around the 27, tries to drop down below, see if that works for him. Again, as we said earlier, this is one of those rhythm tracks where you've got to find your groove.
These guys are very good at picking their lift points, braking points, and their back to the throttle points, which are all key to getting a fast lap around here. You've got to lift at the right time, set yourself up for the corner, brake to slow down, and then get back on the accelerator. And the sooner you can get on the accelerator, the faster you can get your speed build up on that back stretch or front stretch, as it be. And but it all hinges on the entrance to that corner. When you're getting into that turn, you've got to get in there, and sometimes it actually is faster to lift early rather than late. I know that was one of the hard things for me to learn, was not to go in so deep, because then you can't get a good run off. You're still slowing down about the time you should be starting to speed up. And, some of these guys are very, very good at nailing down their entry points, and then being able to stick to those and then adjust them as the car changes as well. Sometimes you have to lift a little earlier so you don't start sliding up the track.
Yeah, Jeff Nairn in that 27 has done a really good job of finding his best way around this track. Even though you've got the 07 of James Lowe knocking on his door, he hasn't been able to work his way around the 27. In fact, let's go on board and watch the 27 of Jeff Nairn make his way around this track.
You see him following Lilith Peters there, and you can tell with the steering wheel, he's caution's out again at lap 38. He wasn't having to rock that wheel back and forth, so his car is trimmed out well.
It's like Jacob Alisi
31.
in the 31 had an incident. Let's see if we can figure out just what happened. It's like he came up and ran right into
that almost
the
looked like he was loose. Chased it back up the track or something.
Let's back it up a little bit.
Like he was turning right.
Can jump in on board with the 31. Try to get a feel. You can see that wheel is turned to the left. Try to straighten it back up. Oh, maybe a little bit of overcorrection. I don't think he realized that car was there.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just was drifting right up to the wall and never saw it coming. The electronic spotters that iRacing provides, they will tell you when someone's inside or outside, but what they don't tell you is when somebody has a run on you. And so if you've got somebody that's coming up on you, your spotter's not going to tell you he's coming until he's already there. So it's you've got to be paying attention to your mirrors, and these cars aren't the easiest to see out the back. With the rear view TV camera, that helps a lot. but to use your physical mirror, it's a little tough to see.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in to the Tech for Troops Cup Series here at Bristol.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
All right, welcome back. We are under caution here for the third caution of the night here at lap 40 for a incident with the, double check, the 31 of Jacob Alicia.
Hard to believe.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, hard to believe that we've only got one car that's not on the lead lap. That's Greg Stone. He had that damage earlier. He's down about 11 laps, but that's pretty good to only have one car not running on the lead lap at this point of the race.
Yeah, 42 laps in. This race goes by pretty fast here at Bristol.
Pace car going into turn 3. He'll be pulling off soon, and we'll be back to green.
Race is in the hands of Nathan Harper on the restart. He's got, again, Lilith Peters to his outside. 27, Jeff Nearin behind him. And the 07, James Lowe. And we are back underway here at Bristol.
Boy, he got out of there like a rocket. Man, what a great jump that Nathan Harper got there.
The 07 trying a little crossover, but can't seem to close the deal. It is so hard to pass here at Bristol.
It really is. Looks like, especially early in the run, the bottom is the place everybody likes to be, or maybe one groove up. But pretty much all single file again.
Yeah, taking our kind of looking back through the field, looking for some battles here. But you're right. You know, this is 20th here with Sammy Harrell back here in the 43. There's some battles going on in the back. That's the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik trying to make his way back up to the front. Getting by the 98 of Christoph Hall. It's got Scotty Grove in front of him. That's the 95. And the 41 of Alex Linney. Oh, I hear a wreck right there. We're watching it right there in the corner.
49. Yeah, that one picked up a few cars that time.
Fortunately, Scotty Grove was involved.
The
Christoph Hall.
35.
Yeah, William Curran and Christoph Hall. Christopher Howell also. Let's go back and see what we can see here. Trying to get a little shot here. We do see the 23 down below. There's the 95. There's a contact up in front.
Yep.
That's spinning.
Yeah, right in front of the start-finish line.
Hang on, I'm trying to go back up and just see if we can identify who that was. So there was the 88 of Christopher Howell that got spun by the 81. I think that was what happened. So watch the 88 down low. He's coming up. The 81's a little loose, and unfortunately, there's contact. That drives the 12 directly into the 81.
The 43 ducking low there, getting around.
95 had no place to go and winds up sliding up into that mess.
A lot of people pitting right now, so we're in that pit window for sure. We're on lap 52. We went yellow at 49, so I think you're going to see everybody pit at this point.
All right, we'll take a quick commercial break while this caution's underway. We'll be right back, and you won't miss anything. We will be side by side.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech for Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech for Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech for Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech for Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Tech for Troops Cup Series broadcast here with the our 9/11 memorial event here at Bristol.
As you saw in that replay, we're getting ready to go green.
And we are back underway.
As you saw in the replay, William Corrin got into Christopher Howe, so William Corrin got a black flag and end of the longest line penalty. So he's 2 laps down now. Chris Howell is only 1 lap down.
If you were focused on that pink car that was up front before, that was Lilith Peters. She elected to go into the pits and now is back in 19th position, working her way back up. As we said earlier, fuel is not quite the most critical factor here. It's really just tires. And after 57 laps of racing here, it certainly will make a difference with fresh tires.
Yeah, the first 14, now top 13 drivers all stayed out. And that's a little surprising to me because I would think tires would be starting to get critical. But some of these guys are really good at managing tires. So let's see how this strategy works out.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Lilith and see how far she works her way up. She came out in 19th. She's now up to 17th. So we'll see if that makes a difference with fresh tires.
Yeah, she's the first of the group that's pitted. So I think she ought to be able to, yep, she's going to be able to work her way up, I would think, here. Her lap times are a little bit faster than those in front of her. Not as much as you would think, though.
She's got way back here, seeing a little bit almost contact there with the 71 and the 10. That's Wyatt Gray and Aiden Lucas. Back through the field here. There's the 43. He's got the 97 of Stephen Gibson down below as these two guys are battling for position. This is for 12th. Back here, you can see the 01. That's Lilith Peters as she is working her way back up through the field. Of course, she's in traffic, so things are just a bit more challenging. Even though you may be a little bit faster, it's still a bit more of a challenge to get around these other cars.
Right now, our points leader, Chris Worrell, in that 06 machine is holding fast on to first place. Nathan Harper, and the caution is out again. Lap 66. This is our 5th caution of the night.
It's like Dalton Shy. Oh.
Whoop. He's looking at the world upside down.
Yep. Unfortunately, when that happens, there's no way for you to turn that car back up. That's a big mistake. Let's see if we can see just what happened.
He starts drifting up the track and right into that's the 81 again, isn't it?
It was not clear. No, that's Bostic. That's Ty Bostic.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, that
looked
spins him around.
Ty tried to stay off of him, but he was just coming up and wasn't going to be deterred.
And unfortunately, in the attempt to get that car turned back around, these are pretty high banks here at Bristol. It is a pretty big bowl. He's holding it up there, letting these drivers get past him, but unfortunately...
Oh!
Yeah,
man.
That's unfortunate.
That is a abrupt change when you get down to that apron because you're coming from a very, very steep bank down to a flat, and these cars do not like making that transition, as you could very well see there.
Yep, absolutely. So with that, a majority of our drivers, pretty much the entire field, with the exception of those drivers who came in on lap 50, have now made their way down onto pit road here at lap 67. And now have gotten their service and they're back out. With the exception of Marco Berube and Charles Van Scoik, all these drivers took 4 tires, but Marco and Chuck took fuel only.
Wow. And look at that, Lilith Peters back up front again.
Yep, just like that.
So her strategy worked for this segment anyway. She's got great track position. She's about 16 laps more on her tires and 16 laps less fuel than the other folks, but this could still work out to be a good move for her.
All right, that puts Mike Slot. Let me say that right. Slaughter to the outside in the 14. Jacob Alicia, who we saw earlier in that incident, now finds himself in 3rd, and Philip Vandertwick to the outside in 4th. All right, this is our 5th caution right here, around lap 66. But we're chipping away again, 200 laps here at Bristol.
Lights are off on the pace car, and we're going to be going green here in a second.
Yep, Lilith has elected to restart from that outside line here. The leader does get lane choice on the restart.
Good. Nice jump.
Yep, absolutely. Back through these drivers. We haven't seen these drivers up front so far tonight, so this is their first chance to be up there. Now they get a hungry pack of drivers behind them. See the
you've got Chris Worrell back there with fresher tires, and Nathan Harper, James Lowe, John Ledger right behind him that are going to be trying to work their way up through these guys on a little bit older tires.
Yeah, just watching this action, there's a lot of contact going on amongst these drivers.
It is so hard not to make contact here because your car goes where it wants to go with a certain degree. Ooh, almost had the 06 get into the back of the 12 there, or the 72 rather.
Yeah, there's a lot of beating and banging here amongst these drivers. Oh, big stack up. There's contact. 64-42 door to door. 3 wide now with the 07 splitting the 1 and the 64. Oh, and they're wrecking right up front.
That
Leaders are
takes
involved.
out our point leader there too. Chris Worrell got into that one. He was making up several spots there, and then I don't know, it looked kind of like cars got slowed up in front of him, and then all of a sudden he was in the middle of it.
Don't know why. What happened with Lilith Peters also getting involved there. Have to dissect what happened on this one. That's a real mess.
That's a shame. I think there must have been a little bit of contact up front, and
try to get you a list of all those drivers involved. We're still scrolling back through this incident. All right, so it looks like, just from what I'm seeing here, is that they may have caught up with the 54, who was towards the end of the lead pack. I think he was like nearly the last car.
yeah, that's David Watts. He was last. Well, right now there are 2 behind him, but they're in the pits. I think he was the last car on the lead lap.
Oh, the 31
Ooh,
gets
31.
loose.
Yeah.
Bear with us as we try to slide around and get some different angles here. He's loose, and that's what the contact between the 14, the 01 gets involved, the 06, big damage to the 06. And that just stacks up the entire, pretty much blocks the track. And unfortunately,
there's
some
72, nowhere to go. Same with the 4.
07, big
4
hit.
kind of makes it through unscathed.
Yeah, both the 06 and the 07 involved in that. That's unfortunate. Wow. Well, big incident here on lap 77 with a lot of our lead drivers and our points leaders involved. I am sure there is some dialogue happening right now.
Yeah, the radio's pretty active, but didn't seem to be too much as far as assigning blame or anything like that. But it was just more guys trying to sort out who goes where.
It's like the on pit road, Chris Worrell in the 06, Ty Bostic, Scotty Grove, Stephen Gibson, James Lowe, Wyatt Gray, William Corinne, Dustin Coggins, Pete Woodrum, Lilith Peters, Dalton Shy, all on pit road, getting some repairs made and coming back out.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can continue.
Yeah, you see Lilith. Yeah, Lilith's back out now, I think. Dustin Coggin, Pete Woodrum, James Lowe, all lost 2 laps on that little skirmish and are probably running with damage.
Well, I'm not sure who wound up. It's either the 48 or the 64. I'm not sure who has lane choice. It may be the 48. We're about to get back underway here at Bristol. We'll know when somebody jumps first. It was the 48. That's Phil Vadertwick. He is out front. Got the 64 of Cody Sturgill down below. 19 and the 4 are sitting there in 3 and 4. That's Nathan Harper and John Ledger. The 64
well, that shook
pokes
up
his
the
nose
standings
out.
quite a bit.
Yeah, sure did. Definitely a battle here at the front between the 64 and the 48.
Nathan Harper's still running up front. He was one of our leaders early on, so he's kind of made it through there without too much difficulty. Although, like everyone's lap time slowed down a little bit, but not too much.
48 had a good run and finds himself out there by himself.
Ooh. 99 just came up and got into Charles Van Scoik. Went down, hit the inside wall, but it looks like they're going to keep rolling. He was able to keep it under control.
Back up front, the 4 of Nathan Harper has made his way and is now challenging the 48 for the lead.
And caution's out again.
Garrett Johnson possibly involved. Yep, see him restarting here.
Heard a radio transmission about somebody breaking something.
Oh, let's back up. So we're focused on the 15 on the low line. That is Garrett Johnson. Nearly 3 wide. 98's high. He's trying to come up underneath.
He's going up the track there, and boom.
Yeah, a little bit of a net code, but definitely there was going to be contact.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that causes that spin.
Just narrowly misses this wall at the end of pit road there.
All right, number of drivers are back on pit road.
Yeah, a lot of guys in the mid-pack are coming in right now.
We're watching
approaching the halfway point.
Yeah, we're watching the 07 of James Lowe. He's got some significant front end damage. I'm thinking he's probably using this opportunity to try and get some repairs made while he can.
That's one of the tough things about a short track. It's nice on the longer runs, on the longer tracks, to be able to duck into the pits, get maybe 40, 50 seconds of repairs done, go out, make another lap, and maybe do that twice on each pit stop. But when they're this short, it's, I mean, you're making a lap in 40 seconds under caution even. So it's tough to get anywhere. Aaron Jackson's coming back out now, but boy, a lot of front end damage. That left front corner's seen better days.
All right, under caution here at lap 90, 7th caution of the night. Nathan Harper is in charge of this restart. That penalty, that incident was assigned to the 15th, as we had illustrated in that replay. Again, we thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. If you take the opportunity to like and subscribe, you'll get notified when we go live. And you can see us on Wednesdays and Thursday nights here with the Tech for Troops series on Wednesday and the iNASCAR series on Thursday.
James Lowe in that black 07 had been having a good night up until that last incident where we had 3 or 4 cars sideways on the track. He's all the way back in 30th now, and a lot of front end damage on that car.
Yeah, he was involved with that incident with a 31 up in front that took out a lot of our lead cars. So, all right, Nathan Harper is in charge of this restart, and he gets a good jump as we're back underway here at lap 91. Aiden Lucas finds himself in second. John Ledger, having a good night, is in third. Justin Horton in the 18. Looks like a good night so far for him. He's now up to fourth. Both, he and John are big movers. John started in 20th, and now he's up to third. Nathan Harper started in 17th.
To the 19 slid up into that spot there. That 19 car of John Ledger was down on the low line and had an opening and decided to take it and slide up a little closer to the top.
Luke Bullard finds himself in the top 5.
See, some of these drivers arcing that corner. I just saw Luke Bullard do it on that last lap, where they'll enter kind of low and go high immediately, and when they get to about the apex, but they're on the high side of the track, all of a sudden they'll come back down the hill, get a great run for that stretch that's coming up, either the back stretch or the front stretch. You can see Luke Bullard do it again, and he really makes up time on the straightaway. It loses a little bit in the corner from making that arc, but does a
Seems
great
to
job
be
there.
working for him because he's getting really great run to get up under the 18 of Justin Horton.
That's you see that in some of your good drivers, where they have a knack for being able to figure out where the speed is in the track for their car. And it's not the same for everybody, even though these cars are all supposedly identical as far as the setup goes. Everybody's driving style is a little different. And guys that can find where the speed is for their driving style, they can make their way back up through there.
Looking back a little bit to the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik, now finds himself up to 8th. He had been back with an earlier incident. It was the first or second caution had come out, but has worked his way back up to the top 10.
Yeah, Charles was one of our early winners this season, and got his year off to a great start. And then had a couple setbacks, and he's trying to work his way back up again. And at this point, having a pretty good run tonight.
Lap 103, we're past the halfway point here at Bristol. Again, as we said earlier, laps go by pretty fast here, around 15-second a lap, 4 per minute. So if we stay green, things can happen relatively quickly, but cautions have slowed us down a little bit tonight.
And Nathan Harper in that 4 car, we've talked about him a lot tonight because he's been running up front. He's currently our leader, and having a great night tonight. Lilith Peters, on the other hand, I've been watching her back towards the back. She's in 28th spot now, getting caught up in that wild melee a few laps back. And again, another car with a lot of front end damage, and that doesn't put them out of it necessarily, but it's hard to run with the top cars when you've got that much front end damage slowing you down.
We're watching the 4 car of Nathan Harper pick through traffic and lap traffic as he works his way around, trying to get some distance between himself and John Ledger, who finds himself in 2nd place. Jumping back
good run for John tonight.
Oh yeah, jumping back to the 19 as he works his way again through traffic, getting around the 99. He's got the 10 of Aiden Lucas and the 18 of Justin Horton on his tail, but now he's coming up to the 5. That's Greg Stone in that NYPD Memorial car right ahead of him. Nice paint scheme on that 5.
See John Ledger using the top half of the track there. Runs up against the wall on the straight, and then he'll come down a couple lanes through the turns and then right back onto the wall again.
Yeah, by staying up there, he tends to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
They work their way around the 5 car.
That 10 of Aiden Nielsen Lucas is trying to work on him, and he'll get caught up to him and then falls back again. He just can't get up to him enough to put a move on him to pass.
He's like so close. He's got it. Now he has his opportunity because he's got that 8 car right in front of him.
Yep.
And uses it as a pick.
That 8 as a pick.
Yep.
Yeah. There he goes. He's around him and that I can't read the number, but that green and white car got by as well.
Yeah, that's the 18 of Justin Horton. Slipped by. Took advantage of that. And then that moves Aiden Lucas into second place. But Nathan Harper's got almost a 3-second gap between himself, which is a full turn here at Bristol.
Yeah, he's putting everybody in his dust tonight. He's having a good run. So we've got Nathan Harper, Aiden Lucas, Justin Horton, Luke Bullard, John Ledger, Chad Jones, followed by Scotty Grove, Charles Van Scoik, Stephen Gibson Jr., and Christoph Hall making up our top 10 currently here on lap 119 in the Tech for Troop Cup Series at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. We've seen that a few times tonight. The guys seem to have gotten things back together and have a good run going now. We're approaching 40 laps since the last caution. Oh, I spoke too soon. My fault. Lap 120. We go under the yellow flag again.
If Garrett Johnson with the 15 is involved.
He was involved in our last one too, wasn't he?
Yep, he sure was. Let's go ahead and just try to figure out just what happened there.
He had stayed on the lead lap though. Well, again, going.
Well,
oh, that's weird. He got loose in the middle of the straightaway.
Well, I think he got, I'll just take this. So my opinion is that there is some net code between himself and the 28. So he's coming up, 28's coming down.
Oh, yeah.
And
28 stops. But
yeah, but there's like
three going to continue.
3 virtual feet between those two cars, and unfortunately, they get involved in big damage to that 15 car and the 28.
Oh yeah, you saw his front end come off the ground there when he hit the wall. That's gonna put some serious body damage on the front end of that 15 car.
Well, with that, we've got pretty much the entire field coming down onto pit road. You see the 4 of Nathan Harper working his way around. With this many drivers, pit road's going to be very busy. Good opportunity for 4 new tires, top off the fuel because they'll have enough fuel to make it.
Yep, heard chatter on the radio that nobody was going to stay out. Everybody was coming in. So some of these guys could make it to the end. They can definitely make it on fuel. And if they take care of their tires, they wouldn't have to stop again, but I have a feeling we're still going to have a few more cautions.
Quite possibly. Of course,
this is our 8th caution.
77 laps on those tires would be pretty astronomical.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know enough about how the tire model works in NASCAR, but I know, or in iRacing, but I know in real life NASCAR, if you put too many cycles on a tire, that doesn't help your case with it either. And so with so many yellow flag stops, if the tire model reflects that, then that would definitely cut into the lap count.
Absolutely. All right, 124 laps in the books. Nathan Harper is our leader and will be the control car on this restart. He'll have Aiden Lucas to the outside as they catch up to the pace car. You'll see Justin Horton there, and Luke Bullard will be in the row 2. And the lights are off, so we'll be going green next time by.
We've still got a few of our early leaders that are running a lap down now due to that incident several laps back. Good jump there by a 4 car of Nathan Harper. Here comes the 10. Aiden Lucas says, no, I'm not letting you get away that easy.
No, he stays right on that 4's back bumper. You know, it's a good opportunity, too, to learn.
No, back to caution. That didn't last long.
Not sure why. I think possibly the 28.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on that one.
We'll go back and see if we're keying on the 71, seeing if that tells us something here. We're not exactly sure. We're taking a guess. If not, we'll just go back. But he definitely comes down. The 54 is already there and ends up going around in the wall, but keeps going straight. Not sure why the caution came. Well, this may be it right here. And the 43, unfortunately, is right there, and they get together.
And
all right, that explains that.
If you're not experienced at iRacing, if you're a casual observer, you might look at that replay and say, well, why didn't he just turn left and miss him? Well, the problem is at that speed with that banking, it just doesn't turn that easy. You try to get on the binders, you try to get it slowed down, and you try to get around him, but it's easier to go up the track than down the track. A lot of times you put too much wheel into it to try to get down to the inside, and it's just going to spin out. The back end's going to come around on you, and then you'll be in worse shape.
All right, we'll take another commercial break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech for Troops? Tech for Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to techfortroops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech for Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Tech for Troops Cup Series. We are at lap 131 or 132. It's our 9th caution of the night. Nathan Harper is our control car and our leader. He'll be going back to green next time by. Just 68 laps to go to crown the winner here at Bristol. Here are 26 cars still on the lead lap. Aiden Lucas to the outside in the 10. Justin Horton behind. Their teammates. Nathan Harper and Justin Horton are teammates. So.
Whoa, look at that jump. Man,
yeah.
Nathan Harper was shot out of a cannon on that restart. But boy, the 10, this is like instant replay of last time.
Oh, it makes a good move.
Man.
Nathan Harper, that 10 has just found his way to possibly get around the 4 on the restart. But
Four get that high line and get some momentum off the corner.
Shuts him down. I think Nathan's basically saying, okay, enough of this.
Yeah. That was a good move by Nathan. He took the 10's line away from him. That 10 could have passed him there on the bottom in the corner, but Nathan said, I'm not going to let you do that again. You did that last lap.
That was the fastest lap of the race by Nathan Harper, a 14.46. So he was smoking on that last lap.
That's almost qualifying speed. That's really, really good. Especially he's got about 15 laps on his tires. So, but to get that close to the qualifying lap is pretty darn good.
I watched Nathan Harper put a little bit of distance between himself and the 10 of Aiden Lucas, trying to look back through the field a bit. This is a battle between Justin Horton and Luke Bullard. But farther back, you've got John Ledger there. The 95 of Scotty Grove now finds himself just outside the top 5. The 70 of Chad Jones is there. Behind Chad, you get the 97 of Stephen Gibson and the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik. And Jeff,
here we are again, 140 lap, or 140th lap caution.
Yep, it's like the 98 of Christoph Hall and Maurice Burnett were involved in a little dust up there. That's the 8 and the 98. It's our 10th caution of the night. Well, it's not like we didn't expect cautions. That's pretty common here in Bristol.
Unfortunately, you are correct.
Let's take a quick look back and just see what we see here. Watching the 98. Now they're 3 wide here. And looks like the 72 gets in the back and spins the 98. That's the 72 of Flanagan.
And tried to accelerate past them, and oh boy.
41 just drove right into, that's Alex Linney.
Alex Linney is one of our international drivers. He hails from the UK and Ireland, somewhere in that part of the world. Good to have him running over here.
All right, that's. I'm curious to see what this restart will be. We may watch this from inside the 10 of Aiden Lucas on this restart.
I like that idea.
All right, number of drivers, pretty much half the field decided to make it in onto pit road. A number of those drivers were cars with damage from previous incidents, but they're back out. We'll see how it all stacks up on this restart. But
well,
we do know
is our 10th caution of the night.
Yep, we do know that the 4 car will be in charge.
Yep. And if it goes like the last 2, he'll jump out, and then the 10 will jump back on him.
So like Nathan has elected to take the high line on this restart. We should get the 1 to go next time by. And we do. So Luke Bullard finds himself in the 4th position. Justin Horton to the inside in 3rd. John Ledger and Scotty Grove make up the 3rd row. And you've got Stephen Gibson and Chad Jones there in the 4th, and Jeff Nairn and Chuck Van Scoik. That rounds up our top 10.
Pace car will be dropping off here right now, and we're going to go green. Look at that jump. Now let's see. Oh, he doesn't. Now look at that. How he gets caught up to him in the turn. Running the bottom there.
Ford tries to shut him down. The 3 is still challenging, though.
Yep. And we're back under caution. That didn't last long.
Philip Vandertwick, Chuck Van Scoik may have been involved in that. Oh yeah, they're still going. They're still pointing in the wrong direction. Lots of drivers there.
Ooh.
Oh, they're still. There's the leaders
still
coming sliding
flying.
through.
Holy cow!
That's the 3 and the 10.
Oh my.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of unhappy drivers on the radio right at the moment.
Yeah, I could. I can understand that.
Totally.
All right, we'll try to unpack that. Just see what happened. The hits just came a coming after that, though.
Boy, once the leaders got up there, they were spread out enough that the leaders weren't that far behind that.
So you see the 88 of Christopher Howell. The 23 is right there. That's Chuck Van Scoik. And unfortunately, there's just enough contact to turn the 88. That traps the 48. He's got no place to go. Now they're both into the right side of the 88. That's the 28 of Bobby Gibson. And we're just watching this unravel before us here.
It's a really tough judgment call that you have to make in just a fraction of a second, because when the yellow flag comes out, the accident has already started, and maybe you could see it coming, maybe you couldn't, but you don't have much of a gap in time to be able to decide what you're going to do. And I just heard one of the drivers complaining because people didn't lift immediately. Well, when you're running in a tight group and you lift immediately, the chances are you're going to get run into from behind. So you have to kind of play that game of slowing down, but not slowing down so fast the guy behind you can't slow down. And it becomes a very tough situation to manage. 41 there, getting back up to his spot.
Yeah, we can go back really quick while we have a chance here from the cockpit of the 41. Just show this is live. He sees the wreck happening in front.
Yeah.
There's not an opportunity to slow down. And you can see in his rear view mirror.
On the low part of the track, just burning right through.
All right, we're getting back. Set to go back to green flag racing. You see the 3 now of Luke Bullard is up there. So 10 came in and pitted. So pretty much the top 10 are on older tires from lap 122. And great restart by the 4.
Again.
Looking back, the 3 falls back. The 19 of John Ledger jumps out and takes a solid second position. But Jeff Nairn is not far away as they're making a run at this leader contact between the 95 and the 3 of Luke Bullard and Scotty Grove back here.
Here we go again. Man, it's just caution breeds caution breeds caution.
See 12 of Aaron Jackson. Watching the 12 of Aaron Jackson. It's like he comes up and doesn't realize the 18 of Horton is right there. And
yep, he was getting a run on that car in front of him and tried to keep the run going by coming up high. And unfortunately, there's somebody already there. Laws of physics, two cars cannot occupy the same space.
All right, we'll take a quick commercial. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Hi, America. Mark Castro, President of Tech for Troops. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for making 2023 such an amazing year. We completed our mission, and it feels good to have another successful year behind us. But I want to tell you, this year, 2024, is our 10th anniversary. 10 years of doing this mission, and you have been so supportive of us. So I want to take a moment to say, please continue to support us. We're going to have an event or more every month. Please stay tuned in our calendar. Please stay tuned on our social media. Join us in the celebration of our mission and what we do. And we look forward to seeing you and having your support for our mission of ending veteran homelessness through bridging the technology divide. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back. We are under caution here for our 12th caution of the night. Thanks for tuning in to our Tech for Troops Cup Series here at Bristol. We have got just 43 laps left before we crown a champion here at Bristol. Nathan Harper is currently our leader. And, you know, every time these cautions come out, Jeff, that only benefits Nathan Harper.
That's right. The top 6 cars right now, starting with Nathan Harper back through Stephen Gibson, all pitted on lap 122, so they'd have to make it 88 laps. Well, the deal is, since lap 122, we've had 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th caution. So those guys have had 20 laps of caution flags. So they may be okay on tires and fuel to make it to the end, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I think fuel obviously is not quite the factor. They could probably make it here if we had gone green start to finish with just one stop, but tires are definitely a factor.
Especially on a track like this where you are going so fast through the corners. You've got to be really, really good at managing your tires to be able to do the long runs here.
Nathan Harper is our control car. We'll be going green next time by. John Ledger finds himself to the inside. We'll see how he does with this restart.
Yeah, unfortunately, Aiden Lucas, who was battling, has gone from the front to the back as a result of that crash. Nathan with another just amazing restart.
They're battling right behind. That's the 95 of Scotty Grove. Finds himself out in second position with the 97 of Stephen Gibson on his tail. The 3 of Luke Bullitt up high. The 19 of John Ledger down low. But he finds himself now in sole position of second place. And you can see Luke Bullitt in that 3 is just taking a completely different line than anyone else.
Well, and it's working for him too. He's moving up, and we're back to caution again.
It's like Wyatt Gray, single car incident. That's the 71 of Wyatt Gray.
He just said on the radio he was trying to get off the track and get out of everybody's way and ended up losing it.
Yep. All right. Now this should be a very interesting restart because this puts Scotty Grove now in that to the inside of Nathan Harper, assuming Nathan will restart to the outside.
Yes, he seems to like that outside line for the restart. He can go into one on the high side and then dive down the track and get a great run on that backstretch.
But now we're down to 36 laps to finish this race.
Trying to figure out how many green laps we have run since that pit stop at lap 122. Let's see, we've got 2, 9, 10, 11, 13. We've run 13 laps. 13 green laps in the last 43 laps. So 13 green, that would be 30 caution laps. That's not the way to run a race. I know that's not going to make Elliott Swope, our racing director, it won't make him happy, but
Nope. But we could go caution clear till the end of the race. Just 34 laps to go. So we'll see how it all plays out. Always the optimist, glass half full kind of guy.
That's right. That's right. I like it. I like it. So, if they keep going at this rate, it's not going to be hard to keep the tires good for those last laps. With only 13 green flag laps on them, they should still be in good shape and 30 some to go. What'd you say? Probably 33, 34 laps to go now.
Yeah, next time by it'll be 32 laps at the green flag that drops. Again, that only benefits Nathan Harper. You know, he pitted last on lap 122, but with as many cautions as we have, he has not had an issue.
Yeah.
All right, caution. The pace car will drop off momentarily, and this will be up to the 4 to get this restart going. Good jump by the 4. Gets out in front of the 95 of Scotty Grove and allows a 3 to go.
There comes a 3. Look at that.
He's a shot out of a cannon.
A little contact there with the 95 and that white car behind him. But no harm, no foul. They keep going.
Keeping our eye on the 3. As these two are battling with just 30 laps to go here at Bristol. This is a good opportunity for Luke Bullard to show whether that line he's been running all night is going to pay off. Again, these leaders battled last on lap 122. They will not be pitting. It was correctly pointed out on our YouTube channel by Dean Sprinkle. There's no need for them to pit. They don't need to. They've saved enough with all these cautions that that they won't. There's no advantage at this point.
Nathan Harper now has a little bit of distance between himself and the 3 vehicle of Luke Bullard.
Coming back to Scotty Grove in a solid 3rd. He's got the 97 of Stephen Gibson knocking on his door. Jeff Nearen. Oh, and Mike Slog turned with cautions back out.
There we go.
Another incident towards the end. See the damaged tail of that rear bumper of that 41.
Well, we got about 6 laps under green that time.
And that brings up our 14th caution.
This, if I read this right, that should give Pete Woodrum the lucky dog. That'll put him back on the lead lap. Yeah, see that 41 in the middle of that. Alex Linney. Whoa, David. Oh, man.
Yep.
Looked like the Alex Linney got loose there, and just as
I think there was I think there was something that happened prior to that caused him to be off. There we go. So I don't think
Okay.
the 54 of David Watts had much knowledge. See, there's contact.
Oh,
more of a net code.
Big
Yeah.
net code.
Between himself and the 8 of Burnett.
Yep.
That spins him, gets him completely upside down. And then 99 of Maurice Burnett, of Marco Ruby stays low. 64 goes by. The 7 tries to get around him and drives down on the apron, and then here comes the 54.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
Puts them
All
both
right.
hard into the outside safer barrier.
Well, 24 laps to go here at Bristol. Chipping away. Down to about 20 once we go back to green flag racing. Puts Luke Bullard in a good spot here. Now it's going to be this restart. He's got to figure out a way.
Yeah. I think what's happening, I think that Nathan must not be confident on his tires going into that first corner, because he gets such a jump on the restart. But then we've seen it with 2 different second place cars able to catch up to him quickly in that those first turns, 1 and 2. So I just wonder if he's just playing it a little cautious going in there, and that's allowing them to catch up.
Well, the top 8 drivers here, with the exception of Mike Sauchter, he pitted last on lap 142, but the top 8 drivers pitted last on lap 122. So he's got a bunch of competitors around him with the same condition.
Yep.
See the 97 tapping the rear bumper of the 4. Here we go. Good jump by the 3, actually.
Yeah.
He really anticipated that for his restart.
Yeah, the 4 took the high line, the 3 took the low line, which was a little bit slower, and so it's made, but he's making the 4 earn it this time. Having a good battle up there. Now Nathan pulls out to about a 4-car length.
97 of Stephen Gibson is in 3rd, and definitely in an opportunity to challenge the 3. 95 of Scotty Grove is in 4. 19 laps to go here at Bristol as these laps are winding down. Yeah, I have to say, Jeff, the net codes tonight have been worse than I've seen them in a long time.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's, some of them have been very, very minor, but boy, there have been a couple, especially that last one, that was serious netcode. And you hate that for the drivers. You don't want somebody's race to be ended because, ooh, little contact there. John Ledger and that green and white
That's
car.
the Justin Horton. There's contact there. John Ledger staying low. The 70 goes around. That 70 is Chad Jones. The outside, the 27 of Jeff Nearen has to back off. The 19 drifted right up in front.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that John is starting to feel it in his tires, because he was running up at second at one point, and now he's slipped back to 8th, and I just think his lap times are falling off a little bit, not drastic, but a little bit, and making it tough for him. There's David Watts down there on the apron a little bit ago when we passed.
Yep. We're single file up front. Nathan Harper continues to lead. Scotty Grove in third. Luke Bullard in second. These guys are nose to tail, this group here. This is Stephen Gibson, 97, Justin Horton, 14, the 70, and the 19, all right there. These guys are battling for position.
Meanwhile,
just 10
Chris
laps to
Worrell.
go.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chris Worrell's back in 20th, and he is praying for another caution because he's the first car a lap down. Just having difficulty getting that back. Behind him, James Lowe in the 07 is 2 laps down.
Oh, almost
so
3 wide. Oh, spins. The 14 goes around.
Caution.
Contact with the 19 takes him out. Saw that live.
1, 2, 8 laps to go.
It's going to put us right there on the edge.
Well, that just broke our record of last race here at Bristol. We are now up to 15 cautions. So, and the other thing we missed at the beginning of the race on our keys to the race was green flag pit stops, the importance of those. Well, we haven't seen one yet, so I guess they haven't been that important.
Not tonight, anyway.
Nope.
All right, some major damage to the 14 from that incident. That puts Nathan Harper up front. Chris Worrell got his wish.
Yep.
And was able to drive around and get his lap back.
Still in the same position, but at least now he's on the lead lap, and he stands a really good chance of making up some of that time. 2 guys in front of him are in the pits right now, Mike Slachter and Aiden Lucas. So,
my eye's on Justin Horton right now. He's sitting in 4th. Justin pitted last on lap 164, so he's got 40 lap fresher tires. But, that sounds wonderful. However, with all these cautions, it just probably is not even a factor.
Yeah. 6 to go. Probably, let's see, I'm going to guess 5 to go when we go back green.
Maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
Because we're still under caution. We're going to pass the start finish unless we get the 1 to go here for lap 5. Lap 4 will be the restart.
Yep, we're probably 2 to go now. Yeah, so we'll get the green flag with 2 to go, or 3 to go. 3 to go, probably. Yep. Well, that is going to make this interesting because we have in the we've done more than 3 laps under green. A couple times it's been close here lately, but we're usually good for 5 or 6 this last part of the race. So let's see if Nathan Harper, Luke Bullard, Scotty Grove, Justin Horton, Stephen Gibson can give it a shot and battle it out for a win here. And let's have a green flag run to the end and take the checkers instead of a green-white checker.
Well, all eyes are going to be on that number 3 car.
Yep.
And really the 18 of Justin Horton. He's on that outside. Those actually
Those better tires may give him just a little bit of an edge. We'll see.
Yep, here we go.
Hard to say. Another great jump by Nathan. Really gets out there. 3, running that low line, catches up to him quickly again. Here's where it gets tough though, because the 3 has the 18 down inside him, and so he can't use as much of the track, and that hurts him just a little bit on his speed. He can't come down like he'd like to use that low line.
Come around
So
the final lap. This one will finish up. It's a battle for second here. The 18 of Justin Horton gets around the 3.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get that back, because now he's got that gold car coming up inside him. I think that's the 3 of Luke Bullard.
Nathan Harper wins the race.
Boy, those laps go by quickly.
Yeah, just as you were collecting your thought, we finished it, but that puts Luke Bullard on the podium in third, Justin Horton in second, and Nathan Harper with the win. All right, we'll bring you this grid as soon as we have it.
That makes Nathan Harper a first-time winner this season in the Tech for Troops Cup Series, doing a little burnout for us, giving us a little smoke show there. Making some pretty decorative designs on the track there.
Nice job, Nathan. All right, let's get our results here.
And there we are. Nathan Harper, you see it officially, is the winner tonight of the Tech for Troops and Goat Racing Cup Series here. Justin Horton is in second, Luke Bullard in third, Chad Jones, Scotty Grove make up the top 5. Then you've got Jeff Nairn, Christoph Hall, John Ledger, Stephen Gibson, Ty Bostic, Garrett Johnson, Christopher Howell in 12th, William Corinne, Aaron Jackson, Lilith Peters fought her way back to the 15th spot, Maurice Bennett and Mike Slaughter in 17th.
In 18th, you've got, oops, I went back that just a little bit too fast. In 18th, you've got Chris Worrell. 19th, Cody Sturgill. Aiden Lucas finishes in 20th. James Lowe in 21st. Pete Woodrum in 22nd. Dalton Shy in 23rd. Marco Ruby 24th. Wyatt Gray finishes in 25th. Sammy Harrell 26th. Jeremy Flanagan 27th. Alex Linney in 28th. David Watson 29th. Greg Stone in 30th. 31st, Chuck Van Scoik. 32nd, Bobby Gibson. 33rd is Philip Vandertwick, and 34th is Dustin Coggins, and 35th is Jacob Alicia. All right, let's see what we've got. Let's see if we can find Mr. Luke Bullard here. And there we have it. Luke, congratulations on that podium finish.
I appreciate it.
Man, tough race tonight with all these cautions and all these restarts. It's hard to challenge that leader on the restart.
Yes, it's tough, man, and really probably tell the top line was where you needed to be. That bottom line's tough, getting off the corners. If you try to gas it up, get under them, you're likely to spin. So it's all about getting in a rhythm here, and when the cautions are coming like they are, it's tough to kind of get a flow going, but we made it.
Yeah, we definitely saw you running you running your line tonight for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely where I was up at the top. It was faster for most people, I believe. It was just hard to pass on the inside, just the way the setup is.
It seemed like on those restarts, Luke, that Nathan would get just a huge jump on you, but then by the time you were coming out of turn 2, you were back up to him, almost to his bumper. How were you able to make up the ground that fast?
Yeah, he was liking starting on the outside, which I don't blame him. I'd have done the same thing. But when you're starting on the inside beside him, it's hard to get the jump. So then when he launches, really, I'm surprised he didn't take the inside into turn one after the start finish there, because you could hang it wide open going in there on the restart. So you take the short line around, and that seemed to be pretty fast. That's where I was catching up to him once he got out in front of me.
Okay.
Well, congratulations.
Great run tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, Tech for Troops. Appreciate those guys. Appreciate you guys for what all you do, man. There's a lot that goes into it, and we appreciate it. It's a blast to be out here.
Got it. All right, there's Luke Bullard with Southern E Motorsports coming in third, and we welcome Justin Horton to the booth. Justin, congratulations. You were right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were.
Justin,
Go ahead, Jeff.
Justin, we didn't get to talk about you a lot at the beginning of the race, but then, boy, you made your presence felt there at the end. What made the difference?
It was just kind of like a fire lit up. I got involved on the lap 148 caution wreck under pace, and I had some damage, had to go in, get some repaired. And then once I started from the back, I realized it was either kind of start being more aggressive, and I made a final pit stop call around lap 170. And I was like, I'm going to repair as much as I can, take my final set of tires. And after that, it's got to be the most effort I can put into it and try to regain spots after falling back after the repairs.
Well, boy, you did a great job on that. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a warm race. I was starting to heat up there at the end.
Understandable. All right, any shout outs tonight, Justin?
Got a shout out to my brother's detailing business, Detailing by Brandon, JJ's Paints. Got a shout out to Huge. Great team. Glad to be with them. Felt good to finally get a good finish. Last year I didn't do too well. I was able to finish decently, but there was no finishes like this. Last year I think I came close to a top 3 at Bristol, and I got walled and my tire fell off the car with 3 to go. Feels good this year that I was able to actually make it to the end and get the best finish I've had.
You got it. Well, again, congratulations on your P2 finish.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for broadcasting.
You got it. All right, and with that, we'll bring in our winner, Nathan Harper. Nathan, congratulations on your win and your finish.
Yes, about time. It took forever, but we finally did it, and man, it feels like I freaking won the championship. But that's in the future. But yeah, we're gonna enjoy it while we can. But the ending had me stressed out. I was like, let's just get this thing over with.
Well, Nathan, we got to congratulate you. You also, in addition to taking first place, you had the fastest lap of the race at a 14.373. That is screaming fast.
I must have been towards the end.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that's when the track transition came into play, and people said, "Oh, it doesn't make a big difference," but it actually felt really different, and I had to push it a little harder. People can make both lanes work, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got to go. I can't risk losing the lead," and we were able to hang on to it there, and the track was faster, and track position was definitely key. I had to stay up front, and I controlled the restart, and we got the gap we needed and executed.
Yeah, taking that top line position on those restarts was certainly helpful. A number of guys were definitely challenging when they were beginning to possibly anticipate you a bit on a few of those later restarts. I guess when you do them often enough, you can kind of get a tell or get something. But you held them off, and congratulations.
Thank you. I needed that really bad.
Well, any shout outs for tonight?
Yes. Shout out to my team, Kaiju Cat. Chad, he had a top 5, good run for him. Lilith, she was gonna have a good run. Probably, if she was still in the mix, I probably wouldn't be here talking now. But she had a good run up until the unfortunate wreck. I think
Yep.
there was towards the end, it just got so chaotic. And shoot, I'm forgetting the name. Sorry. Jeremy, I've shout out to him and my teammates, and shout out to Justin for getting a second place finish. So he was able to line up behind me on that restart, and we sailed off. And since I won, I think there's a discount for the sauce, but I don't know what the code is. I don't think it's on my little driver profile, but I'm pretty sure Jeremy will get that information out there for y'all.
All right. Well, there's your
Good
winner,
deal.
Nathan Harper, winning tonight here at Bristol in the Tech for Troops Cup Series. And next week, gosh, I mean, I'm trying to go back to the schedule, guys. Where are we
Charlotte.
next week?
Charlotte.
We're in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely tire saving track if it goes green, and I feel like it will, and that's where I struggle. The reason why I won tonight, honestly, is everything was kind of gifted to me, but I still executed. And that's all I care about. But we never really had like a true long run, and I feel like that's what helped me. But yeah, I definitely need to practice long run because I think last season it went green, so I definitely need to prepare for that. But Charlotte, I like it. I'd maybe get a top 10, but tires may hurt me. But yeah, definitely need to practice for that.
We'll see that. And then after Charlotte, we wind up in Sonoma. So, yeah, mile and a half next week, and then a road course after that before we get to
even more practice.
All right, folks, that's the end of tonight's broadcast with the Tech for Troops Cup Series here at Bristol. Nathan Harper gets crowned the champion tonight. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week when we bring you Tech for Troops Cup Series on Wednesday night from Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Rick Souza here with my co-broadcaster Jeff Nini, and we hope to see you next week. All right, folks, good night.
Good night. Have a good one.